Welcome to Take Action and Get Profits with Michele Scism, where entrepreneurs come together to discuss business growth strategies, marketing ideas, techniques, and tips. Brought to you by the Tough Talk Radio Network. Now here's your host, Michele Scism.
And welcome to the show, everyone. It is a beautiful Monday here in Louisiana. I hope it's pretty wherever you are, and I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I'm just coming off of my birthday weekend because Friday was my birthday, and so, I guess it's not done yet. So a couple more parties still, one more tonight, one more on Wednesday. So, it's good to have lots of friends, and I've been enjoying it. So fantastic. I did just come back off of a trip to Vegas, and I'm going to tell you about that in a moment, and all kind of great things going on. We have two more wonderful guests today, and the way we start these shows is we want to do a little bit of housekeeping in the beginning. So a couple of things. Be sure that you stay in touch with us, and the ways to do that, number one, don't forget that you're always welcome to call into the show. The number is 347-989-1363, 347-989-1363, and you can just hit the number one, and you'll be connected to our producer to be able to get to the show. So we would love to hear from you. The second way that you should stay connected is through Facebook. So be sure that you connect with us at www.facebook.com/Decisive Minds, MINDS, and then also facebook.com/Tough Talk Radio. And then the third place would be to check us out on iTunes. So it's Take Action, Get Profits on iTunes.com. If you have missed any shows, or if you hear something great you want to hear on this show, be sure that you're subscribing to the show on iTunes so that you will have access to everything that we have going on, because we do have some really great guests. And remember that this show is really about building business and the things that are happening in the business world today. And so we want to know what it is for you. What are you looking for? What's the hot topics going on? What are you having problems with? Before I tell you about my trip to Vegas, which was extremely interesting, I wanted to tell you, just in case you didn't know, that I'm actually going to be teaching a one-day class. It's called a live stream, so you'll be able to watch me in action from the web. It's coming up on July 10th, and that one day I'm going to focus on how to have sales conversations and how to close more clients, how to see the value in what it is that you bring to this world, and how to be able to articulate that value in a way that gets people to really want to say yes, right, to show them, to help them to make that decision easier. And along the way, there's some work we need to do on you and you understanding what it is that your value is, number one, what it is that you sell. That's possibly a problem that you're still having. But for a lot of you, it really is that whole conversation that's going on in your head about, should I be calling them again? Should I be talking to them again? And so I see this happening a lot. It's a big concern out there. It's definitely the conversations I have every time I am showing up at an event or in a networking meeting where people are saying to me, I just don't know how to ask for the money, or people just don't see the value, or they're saying no and I don't know what to do. There's a lot to get as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, around the conversation of conversion, of closing the sale. And so I created this one day, which is called Close Your Way to 100K, Step-by-Step Formula to Breaking Six Figures with Ease. And I want to invite you to join me. It's free. You can find out more information at decisiveminds.com/live stream. Live stream, all one word, lowercase. And you'll see there that we're going to start about noon Central Time on July 10th, and it's going to be about 3 hours long, and you can just register on that page, decisiveminds.com/live stream, and you'll have access to whatever. You can do all 3 hours with us, great. If not, if you only do pieces of it, come see what's going on and get that information, because, it's one thing to understand that we want to be entrepreneurs and be in business. It's a totally different thing when we realize that, we really got to do the work. We got to close the sales. We are responsible, right, for the cash flow. And to be able to get the cash flowing in your business, you have got to understand the process of conversion. And, it can be quite a scary thing. I know. I completely get it, right? I've been through all those issues myself. But once we understand that it's simply a process, it really is, guys, it is simply a process. Once you understand that, and you understand that there's some numbers that make a lot of sense, and that it's okay when those people tell you no, because, for the majority of you listening, your close rate is probably anywhere from 10 to 20%, and that means that 8 out of 10 people are going to tell you no. Maybe 9 out of 10 people are going to tell you no. And when you really wrap your head around that and you get okay with that and you go, okay, great, there's the 8, so the next 2 are my wins, right? We just track the numbers, and it makes the world so much different. So I would like to invite you to that live stream. So let me tell you real quick about my trip to Vegas, because it was extremely interesting. I actually went for my mastermind with my coach, and we were there to do a team training. And so we did 2 days. I had 2 of my team members come with me, Dr. Lynette Monte and Meredith Eisenberg, and my director of operations and my director of marketing. And so we did a lot of really cool things talking about how do you bring in, how do you hire in your company, and how do you train those people, and what is it that they're looking for. And so the team training part was extremely interesting. But one thing I found to be really shocking was we went and took a tour of Zappos. And if you've heard my stories, then you know that back in 2010, when I was working with my first coach and we were in Vegas for a mastermind, he took us on a tour of Zappos. So I was in Zappos in 2010 when they were in Henderson, Nevada. And then since then, about 2 years ago, they moved to Central Vegas. And so we went on this tour of Zappos. Well, I love Zappos. I buy lots of shoes from Zappos, but I really hadn't been paying a whole lot of attention. So I had not heard much about this new system that they've put in place called Holacracy. And if you don't know what Holacracy is, it is, I guess the best way to explain it would be self-management. They have eliminated the management positions. So, there's technically no CEO. There's no, all these levels of management where you get answers from. The company is being managed, because I have a feeling there's still that board of, I know there's still a board of directors because they have stockholders, but they're on a day-to-day basis, they're self-governing themselves in what they call circles. And so it's extremely interesting, and it was very interesting for me to see the difference from what it was 5 years ago to what I saw this time. So the first thing was, number one, when they announced, so they've been working on Holacracy for about 2 years. Okay, they put it into place about 2 years ago in the HR department, started there, tried it there, and then started to expand it throughout the company. And finally, in March, Tony Hsieh put out a letter to everyone that worked there saying, we're going 100% Holacracy, and for a lot of you, you don't want to do that. And so if you want to leave, I will give you a severance package. And so had about 200, and I think they said 212 people leave when he put out the letter, because they just didn't believe that Holacracy would work, or because they saw the opportunity to maybe go out and start their own business. They got, something like 6 months pay to leave. And if they had worked there longer, they got another month for every year over 6 years that they had been there. So some people got, a year's pay out of it. So some people left because they had other opportunities, and some left because they didn't like it. What I found to be interesting was that, number one, we toured the facility. And what I remember from 2010 was that people were at their desks. They were excited. They were, they were in these groups. It's always been this open concept kind of thing, real fun, decorated really fun if you've ever been there. And this time, there was no one at their desk. They were, if I saw during that whole tour 10 people at their desk, that would be about the total. She took us to this cafe area, these outside places. They were all like, people were everywhere. They just work from their laptop wherever they want to be. There's no like real structure. Each department had its own place in the building, but there weren't people there. So I thought that was very interesting. The second thing was that pretty much everyone I saw that worked there was in their 20s, maybe early 30s. And so I could definitely see how holacracy would speak to those people, right? That age group, the millennials, they're not, they don't exactly like to be led. And so, it would speak to them. I don't know if I like it. So it was interesting. It'll be interesting to see what comes of Zappos and how this works. And I hope they can figure it out. I love the company, and I would love to see it work. But, it may just be that I've been in this form of business for too long to see that as something that's a long-term yes. So anyway, it was a great, fabulous trip to Vegas. I'm so glad I did it, and I'm so glad I got to go to Zappos and experience that. But you guys need to be paying attention. It may change the way we do business in the future. All righty, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will speak with our first guest.
Live at Choice, where your imagination becomes your reality. If you can imagine it, it's possible. If you can believe it, it's yours. We get it. You're done with the way it is now. You're finished with all the frustration around why you feel stuck and your life isn't working. Imagine what your life would be like if you could have all the answers and see new possibilities. We at Live at Choice choose to make a difference. Live at Choice has developed a proven process and a series of questions that lead participants to the answers they seek, gaining new understanding and self-awareness for both your personal and professional life. If you're ready to get to the life you want, contact us today. Visit liveatchoice.com to get started.
Attention entrepreneurs, it's time to get real. Real about who you are, where you want to be, and what you're willing to do to get there. To make the leap from just getting by to making real money and making a real difference in this world takes a plan and certain skills. If you are serious about building a business that makes a difference in this world, join Michele Scism at her Legacy Live event in Houston, Texas, September 10th through the 12th. Learn more at legacyliveevent.com. We will see you there.
Do you want to know the secret to building a successful business quickly? It's all about taking action, but not just any action. It takes inspired and consistent action to get profits. Join Michele Scism, the six-figure results lady, as she asks successful entrepreneurs their profitable secrets every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time on Take Action, Get Profits with Michele Scism on the Tough Talk Radio Network. If you're ready to take action and get profits, you can find out more about the show at takeactiongetprofitsradio.com.
Wonderful, and we are back with Gail McMeekin. Gail, are you there?
I am. Hi, Michele.
Hi. So nice to have you on the show.
I'm delighted to be here.
Wonderful. So listen, Gail, what I like to do is I want to do a little bit of your formal bio because I don't want to miss any of the good stuff. But then I would love to really hear what brought you to where you are today and what you're up to today. So if that's good with you, we'll start that way, and then we'll just have a conversation about anything we want to talk about, maybe about your books. That looks like they would be fun. You have lots of great books out there. So let me just share with you guys that this is Gail McMeekin, and she is an executive life creativity coach who was selected as the Queen of Imagination. She's a certified scientific hand analyst and a soul collage facilitator and author of numerous books, products, and workshops. She wrote the 2 best-selling books, The 12 Secrets of Highly Creative Women and The